Hi everyone, today we are talking about a not so glorious subject, but a necessary one, the cleaning of the black tanks. All right, so cleaning of the black tanks. That's what we are going to talk about today. Not necessarily a fun thing to do, but we got to do it anyway. By the way, if you're not subscribed to the channel, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Please consider subscribing. It will help us as a little channel to grow. So today I'm going to talk to you about 3 ways that you can use, or method that you can use to clean the black tanks. And the first one is the one that we use most of the time, is using that little fitting here that you connect on the outside of the RV. This portion connects to the outlet of your holding tanks, whether the gray tank or the black tank. Obviously, first step is to empty your tanks before using this thing. You can use this thing to empty your tank. It's just like a regular sewer fitting, but before using it to clean, make sure you empty the tanks. You can use it. You can use this to clean the black tank and the gray tank as well. The other methods will only be for the black tank, but this one can be used for both. The way it works is basically there's a valve here, obviously, that you connect a sewer hose to the dump station or to the dump hole if you're camping, and you connect a garden hose or water hose to this inlet here, and there's a little valve that will let the water in or not. And once your tank is totally empty, you fill the tank with the water. Basically, you connect the water hose there, you open the water and you open the valve. This will fill up the valve, so the valve that is on your RV must be open all the time. This one remains closed. So you fill up the tank with the water, and you can have a look at your indicator level, you know whether you're close or not to being full. And once you're there, you shut off the water by closing the valve there, and you open this one, which will basically release all the content of the tank back to the sewer hose. And you'll see that even if you had empty the tank before, doing this will dislodge stuff that was stuck on the side of the tanks or things like that, and you will get much more cleaner tank by using this thing. As I said, you can do this for the gray tank as well. It works normally well. I recommend using that if you're in camping where you have sewer on your lot, not necessarily using this at the dump station if there's a line waiting for just dumping their tanks. This takes a considerable amount of time, obviously, to fill the tank, but it's a great way to do it if you have sewer on your camping spot. This is a great thing. We use it quite often, not necessarily every time that we do camp, but once in a while it's good to do a cleanup with that. Second method that you can use to clean your tanks, and it's not one that we use personally, but we heard a lot of people are using this technique and it's supposedly working great. It's dumping ice into basically the toilet hole, which will go into the black tank. And what it will do is basically have water and ice in the black tank, and when you're moving the trailer with your truck, basically the ice will bump and move inside of that black tank and hit the side and dislodge whatever may be stuck there. So supposedly it works great. We've never tested it, so I can't really say if it was great. If you're using this technique, please comment the video and let us know if it's working good. But it's things that I've read that a lot of people are doing, seems to be working as well. The third one and this is the one that we're going to be doing today together, is using this, I call it the magic wand or the poop wand, whatever. And the way it works is basically you connect a water hose to that inlet here, and there's a little valve to control the flow. And on the other end of the flex tube, which is, I think, very important, I'll talk to you about it in a second, there's a spinning thing that will throw water basically all around inside of the tank. So basically the way it works, you connect the hose, you drop that in the hole of the toilet inside, from the inside of the trailer, you flip the switch, or the valve I should say, that will let the water run through the tube. And this being inside of the tube, the tank will obviously spin water all around that will hit the side of the tank everywhere and should, in theory, dislodge whatever is stuck there. This is a good thing to use if you suspect that you have things that are stuck to the sensors inside the tank, which is actually our case. We have a sensor, let's put it in quote, issue, where we know that the tank, the black tank, is empty, but the sensors show us that it's 2/3 of the way full. So there's probably something stuck. It can be paper, it can be anything stuck to a sensor that messes it up. So hopefully this will help us solve the problem, but with that spinning action that will, you know, blow water or burst water all over the place. I recommend using this thing. There are many models. I recommend using this one with that flexible long tube. I mean, if I can unwrap it, it will go really inside the tank. There's another model that's way cheaper. This thing is about $60 or $70 Canadian dollars on Amazon. There's a cheaper one that was like $20, but it was like only a 2 feet plastic tube with a little outlet, fixed outlet on the end, which I don't think is really good. Well, it might do something good, but not as good as this thing. And it also, depending on how the plumbing system is done on your RV, if you don't have like a straight tube that goes right into the tank, well, this will work, the other won't. The other won't work because obviously it's a straight plastic solid pipe. So this will work with pretty much everything. And yes, it's a bit more expensive, but sometimes you need to pay more to have the right tool. So I'm gonna go connect the water inlet to that thing, and I'm gonna drop it in the toilet hole and see how it goes. Alright, so you've seen what it looks like. You just dump the tube in the hole, turn the valve on, let the water do its job. We heard the water spinning, and I think the loudest noise that we heard is the spinning brass thing that was hitting some places as I was pushing the tube forward. It seemed to have worked because our sensor were stuck at 2/3 of the tank now, and it dropped down soon, well, a couple seconds after I started doing it, so there was probably something stuck there. Now we're gonna go to the dump station of the city, dump that, probably do a full clean, filling up the tank and dropping it back with the other fitting that I showed you, and so we can have a clean tank. So let's go and do that. All right, so we are at the city dump station. I saved you the view of what came out of there, but there was a lot of stuff coming out, so it was a good wash. And while we are here, we're gonna do a backwash. So same principle as a pool, basically. With the fitting that I showed you earlier, we're basically going to connect the water hose. We're using this hose only for this. Like I said earlier, I don't know if I said it, but don't use your water supply hose that you use for the trailer in order for this. It's a one-way valve, so it shouldn't cause any issue, but you'd want to make sure that you have a dedicated hose for your sewage tank. So I'm going to connect the hose. I'm going to fill this all the way up, and we're going to flush the whole tank, and we should have technically a clean tank.
Solids need water to move around, so even if you think your tank is empty, it probably isn't.
One eternity later.
It's not necessary to completely fill the tank with water, except to reach and check the whole tank walls. It's better to do several small rinses rather than a big one to completely empty the bottom of the tank.
All right, so the cleaning worked. As you can see, if I press the black tank level, it shows as empty, and before it was showing at 2/3. So the cleaning with the wand, or the magic wand, or the poop wand, call it whatever you want, but it worked as you saw, pretty easy. Drop that in the hole, and we did a full backwash as well at the end. So now we have clean tanks, and we can see that our sensors are working. So that's it for today's video. Like I said at the beginning, if you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing, and if you do, like William said, tick the little bell so you're notified when there's a new video on the channel. Like the video if you enjoyed it. I don't know if it's a proper term, but if you liked it, share it to anyone you think it can be useful to. And like always, we'll see you on the next one. Ciao.